Hey guys, welcome back to the Only Live Once podcast. It is episode 4 today, and today the topic is love. And it's not going to be the mushy gushy love. I'm going to talk about it a little bit, but it's just the overall existence of love and the emotion and the fact that it's not really just an emotion. I feel as though it's like an entity. Um, so that's today's episode. Thank you for joining. Welcome back. This is the 4th episode. That means I've been posting for a month now, and I've been doing this for a month, so I'm very, very, very excited for that. That's exciting. Thank you for all who have listened and to keep listening. Very excited. And the next month, we are going to be going to San Francisco, which I don't know if I'll be podcasting there because it's only for a weekend. Just depends on where the time lines up. But we'll be going to San Francisco. I'll probably do one in New York because I'm going to New York. And then we head out to Africa and to Kenya. So I'm very, very excited for that. And that is where the real adventure starts. So for today, I do have my notebook again. If you're on audio, again, if I take a little bit of pause, probably just look over my notes. If you're on YouTube, I am obviously you're gonna see me looking at my notebook, but that is what I'm looking at. I'm gonna try. I feel as though in episode 2, when I first did the notebook, I felt I was too structured, but in episode 1, I felt like I was not structured enough. But also this takes time, so just bear with me. Um, we're getting there. I'm just trying to take it episode by episode, learn from the past episode, So I'm going to be looking at my notes, but I'm not going to try to be as structured. I felt like it wasn't just really me. It was just like listening to the notes. So, yeah. So today is love, and I feel like I definitely want to talk about this a few times, but I feel like this is such an important part of life, and I do believe that it is one of the reasons why we are on this earth to live, us as humans, as animals, nature. I think that is literally, it's not just an emotion. It's not like angry, happy, mad, like emotions like that. It is literally an entity. It's a being. And I feel that love is, again, one of the reasons that I want to like definitely state this, but I do feel like it is one of the reasons why we are alive. I mean, if you think about it, um, from our very first second to now, almost everything we do is for love. Like and it's such a complex thing. Like it's not bad or good love. It's not like hurtful love or like, sorry, I say like a lot, but it's not like hurtful love or a good love. It is a mixture of loves, and there's different ways that love can be shown, whether it is through what some might say is a bad way to show it, or what some might say is hurtful to show it, or what some might say is a great way to show it. And it can also just love in general, it can help you grow. I'm going to look at my notes because I did write down some stuff. But I wrote, it can be the drive you need to get something done. So if you love something, um, like let's for me, as an example, I love photography and I want to be able to be happy in my career, and I want to do what I love, and what I love is photography and filming and traveling. And because of that love that I have for these hobbies and these career paths is the drive that I had to save up money, let's say get a job to save up money to buy a camera or to travel, or why I'm not going to college, why I'm going to travel the world. Like it is that drive that I have because I love what I do so much and what I want to do. So, I mean, if you look at it through that, I got a job because I love to travel and I want to save up for travel. Like it's such a domino effect when it comes to love. It's from loving a person to loving yourself, loving an act. You can love the gift of giving flowers. You can love um like I mean, I don't know, it's even the smallest things like letting a car pass by you. You might not see it as love, but either because you love where you're going or because you want to help others, you do that act, and that is an act of love. And then there's also, like I said, loving a hobby. I mean, there's so many in-depth things about love, and there's so many aspects to love, and I just think it's like a magical thing. Not like magical like bibbidi bobbidi boo, but like magical as in it is why we exist. Again, I'm going to be repeating this because I do seriously, if you think about it and if you like look at all the different things in your life and you look at what is, I mean, obviously we're here for so many different reasons and it's hard to understand what those reasons are. But I mean, I for sure believe that love is one of it. I think in the universe, it is all, it's a power that is like going thrown throughout the universe, and it's a universal thing too. Like love, I love you, the words I love you, and I do want to talk about language in an episode that is so interesting to me. But the words I love you, those three specific words, they have so much depth and they have so much meaning. And I mean, it takes a lot to say it, especially, I mean, some people can say it like that and that is amazing, but when you really, really mean it, it sometimes takes a longer time. And those three words are universal in every single language, and and it means the same thing in every single language. And I think that's such a magical thing. Okay, I don't know why I said magical again, but I do think it's a magical thing that it literally in Japanese, I have no clue what it is in Japanese, but in Japanese, I love you is the same thing as me saying I love you in English. It is the same exact meaning, it's the same exact depth, and in such ways music, a cultural thing like music is also an act of love, and it's how the words can convey a message in every single uh, language and um, culture, and it all means the same thing. And I think that's one of the things that kind of like concretes the fact that I think it's one of the reasons why we're meant to be here is it's such a concrete thing that it's almost like impossible to not be like, maybe that is a reason why we're here, you know? Um, love can also change you. I mean, not in necessarily good or bad way, but in both ways. In a good way, it can change you to become a better person. It can help you grow as well, but in a different way than what I just meant like last segment. Not in my head, I have segments in the episodes. That's why I said that. But it can help you change. So if someone gives you a good act of love, like let's say, okay, for example, a woman on my birthday, I was at Trader Joe's, and a woman on my birthday gave me free flowers, and she was like, "What is your favorite flower?" And I was like, "It's baby breath." And she literally gave me baby breath and then eucalyptus, and she gave it to me for free. And that was an act of love. And just that one act and just that one moment changed. I literally sat in my car for probably 10 minutes in Trader Joe's parking lot. And I literally almost, like, I had tears and, like, I was, like, almost crying because I was like, that was such a sweet but simple thing in service of love. And then it grew me because I was like, I need to make sure that I show people that love that I don't even know. She didn't even know me. I never even met this woman before. And she had given me an act of love as kind as that. She took my cart, she took my groceries, she like directed me to the flowers and she was like, pick what you want. And then I gave her a hug at the end. And just that one simple thing, I was like it touched me so much. And I was like, I want to be able to give this love to other people that I don't know. So it can help you grow in a great way, even if something is that, like a stranger giving love, or my mother giving me love and giving me love while I'm growing and always like raising me and that kind of stuff. That sense of giving me love, it's much more powerful, yes, because that is how I grow up. So I know I don't think I'm ever going to have kids, but let's say my nieces, for example, or my nephews, I know how to give them love, and I know how to make sure that someone knows how to feel love because of what my mother taught me and what my mama taught my mother and my mama taught me and her father and so on and so on. It's a generational thing that is like how love is shown. And even if it's not a good thing, if it's a bad way, if let's go back to parents, if a parent is abusive or if they are okay, abusive, that's the word. That act of bad love shows you and teaches you how to not do that to anyone else. It like when you are abused, and I know this from one, psychology, but two, I have experienced a little bit. Um, when you are abused, you in your mind it kind of not like clicks, but you're just trained. You're like, I like when you know it's not okay, any type of thing, it clicks in your mind. You're like, okay, I know not to do this to anyone else. Like, this is not how I like to feel. So I know not to give this type of love to anyone else. And even if someone says, oh, I love you, and I mean, there's so many, this is a completely different range of topic, but there's so many different forms of abusement. And like, someone can be like, I love you and I care about you and give you the words of love, but the actions, and this is why people, and it's a very common thing, not just because of this, but actions do speak louder than words. If someone is saying, I love you, I want to be with you my entire life, and then they, even as small thing as they, I mean, forget your birthday, or they like hit you or something, that is not love. And when you receive that, you're like, I know that the words I love you mean something. I know that I have to mean I love you to say it. I know that I can't treat people like this because I love them because of what I feel. Hopefully that all made sense. I was trying to say it correctly. Hopefully that all made sense. But even a bad type of love can show you. Oh, and for audio, I just air quoted because that's not actual love. And I hope that if you're listening to this and you are being abused, or you are past abused, or if you're never even been abused, just know that that type of love is not actual love. And I believe do not quote me on this, but just in case, I do believe that the number is 811. I do believe that the domestic violence number is 811 in California, at least. But even that act of bad love can teach you how to correctly love. And it doesn't just teach you how to love, it also teaches you as a person who you want to be. And it can teach you in so many different aspects. But that's also how love can teach you, and it teaches you so many different things. And I think as a love, we as humans kind of pin it. Like when we think love, like automatically what comes to us is like obviously like Valentine's Day and chocolates and hearts and like bright colors, but it's not always bright and dandy. It's definitely, like I said, love is a very drastic, and it's all different colors and it's all different emotions and feels, and it can be shown as so many different things. And I think it was the way it also changed you. Let's say a friend, for example, a friend can teach you happiness, and or a friend can give you happiness because they love you. And let's say you're in a dark spot or something and that friend is giving you happiness, it can also help you mentally. I mean, it's such a mental factor in your life that it can help you mentally like grow, and it can help you get better if you are not feeling bad, or even if you're feeling even good. I'm not saying that you have to, for love to change you, you have to be in a bad spot. I'm just saying, I'm just giving examples on how impactful it is and how meaning and importantful it is in our importantful. That is not a word. And how like important it is and impactful it is on our brain and the chemistry. I mean, it's a freaking like love is like literally a chemistry thing. Like when people say like it's a chemistry connection, chemical connection, like they aren't kidding. Like there are signals. I in psychology you learn this. There are signals in your brain that like go off like when you feel emotions, especially love. Like there are signals in your brain that literally go off and fire everywhere. I don't even know. Dr. Lee might know. She's the teacher at my old school for psychology. But but like it is literally a chemical thing. Like it is not just an emotion. And that's why I believe like it's a entity, because it's so powerful, and like your mind like literally, it's amazing. If you think about it, it's just amazing. Um Yeah, sorry. I'm looking at my notes again. Sorry. That was a little break pause of sound. But I'm looking at my notes. Um, but I do genuinely believe that it does underline everything. Like I wrote in my notes, I said it underlies everything. It is the reason you go to school. It's the way to find your friendships. It's a way you listen to music. And I did kind of mention all of those already in this. But I mean, yeah, you go to school to better yourself and because you want to, and I'm not saying college, I'm not going to college, so I'm not saying college, I'm saying just school in general. And I mean, you also learn every single day. School, yes, school is usually a building where you have teachers and students, but you do learn every single day. And with learning, you also like help love and that kind of stuff. And it has stuff to do with love. I mean, every single day you learn something new. I feel like it's such a old saying, but such a like real and truthful saying that you do seriously learn something new every single day. I mean, what did I learn today? Have I learned anything yet today? Hmm. Actually, I did. I used my flash for the first time today because I did a photography shoot and I used my flash for the first time today. And that was me learning something. I learned how to use my flash because, by the way, sidetrack note, flashes are very technical. And I don't think I mean, I knew this before I got a flash, so I knew it was going to be hard to learn. But like with it in my hand and like all the different buttons and signals on a singular flash for your camera, it's kind of scary. Like, I feel like I have to learn my camera all over again. So, I mean, that's another thing that I learned today is how to use my flash. Something as simple as that, but something that is so detrimental in my field of career. I learned how to use a flash. That's what I learned today. Um, but I learned that connection. I learned that because I love photography and my drive for photography and wanting to get better at it taught me that because I love photography. Love, all capital letters. Okay, sorry. I just like made a connection. Um but yeah, it's not I feel as though that love isn't just a word. And I'm sorry if I'm saying it too much, but it is the topic of this episode. So it is going to be a bit repetitive in that word. But love isn't just a a word to describe how you feel, which is also how I'm saying love isn't just an emotion, but it's not just a word to describe how you feel. I mean, you can't even like yes, like you can feel love, but like in a way, like you feel happiness. Like you can see it on your face. And I guess you can see, I guess like there is like the look of love. You can always, a lot of people say you can always tell with the eyes. And I think that's very true. Our eyes have a lot of emotion in them. And I do think it's another thing that not a lot of people think about. Um, Maybe, I don't know. I don't ever want to sound like I'm like better than everyone else because I know I'm not. But um I do think that a lot of people like don't seem I mean, I forget about it and then like I watch movies or something and then obviously in movies the director is probably really really good so they know how to highlight it, but there is a look of love in the eyes. But in the body necessarily, you are in the I mean, I don't know, in the face I guess you could see it. I don't know, but it's not just an emotion that you feel. Like it's not just a word to describe how you feel. It's an act. Like I said, there's acts of love, there's acts of services. It is a moment. There can be moments of love. Like the other night, I was cuddling with my cat, Blair, who actually might pop up on here. She just came out. Um, but I was just cuddling with my cat and I was just like looking at her and like thinking about the fact that I get to literally be the mom of a soul. Like they like trust us to take care of them. And I think that's such a big thing with like obviously they don't even know it necessarily, but I mean, my cat's a soul and she's alive and she's just walking around my room. Like it's crazy for me to think about. Um but again, love also like it's not always so that's what I mean that it's a um moment. Um But love can also it can be dangerous. Like I said, it's not all positive. It can be dangerous. If you love something, you sometimes get yourself in dangerous situations. Um, it can also there, as I said, it's not all like it's not a black and white situation, but looking at my notes, it can also be so consuming. I think one of the amazing things about love. Sorry, my cat is scratching on my closet door. Blair Cornelia? No, baby? No. Sorry guys. Um, one of the deepest parts of it and how cool it is that not cool. I should have not said cool. Sorry, I was distracted by Blair. Oh my gosh, she keeps scratching at my closet door. She has such a problem with my closet doors. Oh my gosh, I'm just trying to get the sentence out. If you're not careful with love, and if you don't, and this is more if it's like a negative love, Blair Cornelia, I need you to stop. Blair, stop it. Come here. Okay, sorry guys. That love can be a dangerous thing, which is, I believe, a Lana Del Rey song. Love Lana. But it can be so consuming that sometimes it kills people. And I'm not being over dramatic by that. Blair Cornelia, if you don't stop, please. I love how 2 seconds ago I was like, it is so cool that they trust us to take care of them with souls, and now she's just scratching on my door, and I'm like, Blair, stop it. Blair, please stop, my love. Okay. I did write something a while back. I think it was in the beginning of summer that I wrote something, and I did want to read it because that's how I got onto it. Because I was browsing, I was like, what do I want the next episode to be? And because I have so many ideas, but it's I want to do these different things. Blair, please stop. Oh my gosh. Seriously. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. I wrote this at the beginning of the summertime, and I was looking for an idea to write or to talk about for today's podcast. And I was like, I don't know what to do. And I was looking through my notebook because I have ideas written down and that kind of stuff. And I came across this. And I wanted to read it for today's episode because I am pretty proud of it. And I did want to post it somewhere, but I never posted it. And I was like, well, this is actually perfect for today's conversation. So yes, I wrote this on the 14th. It has 2 different dates on it for some reason because I rewrote it because I fixed it after I wrote it. I fixed it and I also made it neater. I'm gonna say I wrote this on the 14th, but I'm reading from a notepad, so audio, that is why I might be going slow or something. Video, you can see that. Anyways, so June 14th, 2024. I think humans as well as souls are here on this floating rock for many things. We as humans are also blessed with the gift of emotion. And I think, I'm already interrupting this. Everything has emotions. Animals have emotion. I don't know why I said we as humans, but animals and other beings also have emotion. Okay. And I think that one of the biggest, most important reasons humans are on this earth is to have the feeling and power of love. Think about it. Almost everything human consciously and more importantly subconsciously do is an act of love. Whether that love is for an intimate object, a person themselves, or a soul. When you're drinking on a late night with the windows down, driving on a late night with your windows down, listening to your favorite song, crying to go get yourself some food to feel better, that's love for you. When you're writing letters and attaching them to roses to hand out to your friends, that's love. When you're walking in a park and stop to smell a flower or look up and attempt to figure out what shape the cloud is, those are acts of love. When you hold your pet for the first time and look into its eyes communicating, you will take care of them, that is love. Our souls are driven by love. Love shapes us from the time that we are born to the time that we die. Even if love wasn't properly shown to us in our lives, we turn that into advantage and learning point to feel and give out love correctly and deeper. We come in contact with love every day, whether it's an obvious way with the special 3 words, I love you, or it's in another form such as joking with your mamaw while you're sitting on the kitchen counter, eating her favorite cookies and telling her that no one can make them the way that she does because they don't have her secret ingredient, her spit of love. Love is forgiving, it's intimate, it's challenging. It's letting go and it's understanding. Love is the movement of the universe. Love is everything, yet you can never physically hold it. You can only feel it, see it, and experience it. Love is the reason that you, myself, and everyone else is here. So I wrote that in June, and I think that's a very, very... Oh, and Blair is back. At least she was silent for while I read that. I think it's a very big thing, and I do think that I'm proud of that. Sorry, she scratches and then I lose my focus. But I do think that I'm going to end. Blair Cornelia, if you would like to stop, that would be amazing. I do think I'm going to end the episode here because of one, Blair, and two, I feel as though that I should end off with that letter. That is what I wanted to do. So thank you all for listening to the episode 4 podcast. I don't know what it's called yet, but you will see the title when you click on it. When you're listening, you will see the title that I come up with. But thank you all for listening. I will see you next week. It is a very busy week for me, though, so if it's like this week and it was a couple days later than a week, please bear with me. But I will definitely try to have it out by next week. Thank you all for listening again. Happy 1 month of You Only Live Once podcast, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you. Bye. Oh, and remember, you only live once.